Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Happy Saturday to you. Taking a quick look here again at Solana, seeing what's going on. I would like to say that Solana's misbehaving, but it really just boils down to Bitcoin being one of those situations. Okay, so every time Bitcoin corrects itself, Solana does too, but Solana's holding itself a lot higher and doing a lot better in the overall sense. So if you kind of look at these patterns here, lower highs, lower lows, Bitcoin is seeing some pretty significant dips. Okay, so massive dip and kind of staying range bound for lack of better terms, and Solana's looking pretty decent in my personal opinion again. So even though it keeps selling off, yes, it's just a better opportunity to get in at a better price point, right? Again, depends on how you look at it, but either way, at this point, I still think we're pretty safe. All in all, looking good. So if you're new to the channel, just know I'm not a financial advisor. I love to teach people to trade. I really hope you can learn something today. We're going to take a quick look here, of course, at some backend data and kind of see what's going on. So let's check that out first, and then kind of address a few key factors, but not too much to really note. So stick around, of course, through to the end. It's not going to be a massive update, but there's some important stuff we need to recognize. So taking a quick look at the liquidation, we're getting a lot more longs at the lower half here, right between 95 and 97. It's kind of somewhat of a safe spot because we've seen that 98 to 100 is a proven support level so far, okay? So I can side with those liquidation levels there and those longs, thinking it's probably pretty safe, okay? We also got some liquidation levels at about 110, 111. That's pretty standard. That's just the secondary level, so we'll see which one occurs first, but I'm not super concerned with this because it's not like there's massive amounts of liquidation, but also it's fairly safe above that support level. And we've seen here previously, again, when the price wicked all the way down to 97, it held really strong here at about the 99/100 mark, which was a previous resistance level, turned support. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the daily, work our way down quickly, just to quickly note a couple of things here because we talked about this yesterday. If you missed my video from last night, you'll know that we are diverging on the MACD, but we haven't fully diverged yet. So even if that were to happen, it doesn't mean the price is going to continue to drop. It just implies that the momentum is slowly dissipating to the upside, which makes sense because it came up so quick. Okay, so not a big deal on that one, honestly. Some people put a lot of merit into that one, or a lot of focus, and that's. I prefer the 4-hour MACD divergence and convergence. Those are more telling for us based on shifts in momentum. We can see stochastic RSIs coming down, traditional RSI and money flow index are all kind of hanging out there in the upper 60 range. So not terrible by any stretch. We're still above all moving averages. Okay, so if we go below 90, that's going to be a cause for concern because that's where the 20-day SMA is residing. Okay, that's more of a concerning factor there if we break through that level. For right now, let's take a quick look at the 4-hour. We are still under the 20 and the 50. We've known that for a little while. It's been there for a little bit. That's, I would say, a bearish sign, but it doesn't mean the price is going to drop because of it. Just implies we got to get through that resistance level. And as I mentioned before, a closure at like 106, 107 would be perfect because that'd put us right here parallel with that previous high and establish higher highs and higher lows, start to squeeze into that little pattern and have the price potentially break to the upside. Looking at the MACD, it's trying to converge but hasn't yet, but we are losing momentum to the downside. That's a very good sign. We can see that we're still under 50 on the RSI, which is somewhat of a struggle situation, if you will, because again, a closure above 106, 108 would put us above that naturally. I do like that the money flow index is increasing and that stochastic RSI is trying to bounce, though. That's a very, very good sign. So all in all, this little downtrend here we've seen here recently, it's not a terrible thing. I personally think it's perfectly just fine, and I think that we're going to be able to probably be able to get through this. You just got to keep in mind that, like, you know, there are bearish signs, so we got to be prepared for the worst. But we also got to recognize too, there's a lot of good stuff here too. And for the most part, the way that Bitcoin is behaving right now, contrary to other coins, the way that Solana is behaving, contrary to other coins, and running concurrent yet separate from Bitcoin is a good sign because it's recovering a lot quicker than any other coin does when the price pulls back for Bitcoin. And that leads me to believe, even though it's correcting itself with Bitcoin to the downside, it's responding stronger than Bitcoin to the upside. And that is a very good, compelling factor. So what we want to do is break this little descending trend. We've got lower highs and lower lows. What we want to see is somewhere in the range of 104 in the next couple of hours. Let's go ahead and double check, though, the Ichimoku cloud and quickly see where we're at there. So this would kind of put us in a good spot again. Once again, we see that 106, 104 range. So if the price can kind of go up and sideways for another, just say 5 or 6 hours, be in good shape. Right now, still a little premature with us establishing this lower lows and lower high pattern. So to me, I wouldn't feel comfortable taking a position at this exact moment. But again, we have a long open in the 105 range anyway. So I don't feel uncomfortable saying that it's probably pretty safe to say the price should break through this cloud here. But if you look at its history, you can see how it comes up here. Just kidding, price pulls back. just kidding, price pulls back. That's where the cloud is very impactful. So again, a solid closure above the cloud is what we're looking for right here in the 106 range. Okay, that'd be awesome. So I am looking for a closure at 106 or higher on the daily, preferably even still on the 4-hour would be great. The key takeaway here is we got 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5 or 6 hours before the price can break naturally above the cloud. So in essence, if you are watching this perhaps a little bit later and the price is already above that, maybe consider entry. But once more, you want to wait for a solid closure above the cloud. So if we do wait until the daily candlestick closes and we're at 104 or higher, we're going to be in a position where we're going to be pretty much right in that sweet spot. Again, preferably 105 or higher, but 104 I still feel is comfortable based on the fact that we'd be breaking this descending trend line. Okay, so those are just little things where I'm going to be looking for. And again, if in 12 hours from now the price action is right there at about 106, we've been above the cloud for a few hours. I think that's prime time right there, ready to rock and roll. But once more, pay attention to Bitcoin. If Bitcoin has a bad weekend, we could see a similar retracement for Solana. But just know also, Solana is recovering a lot quicker and faster than most other coins right now, so this really isn't that bad of a situation. Okay, just that shakiness of Bitcoin being in the 42, 41,000 range. That's what's causing a lot of this here. Okay, so just recognize that. All right, very last thing too, because this is almost over. The Bitunix, they have an awesome offer right now. If you use my link down to register, down below, of course, you'll be eligible for some awesome benefits here. Keep in mind they are no KYC, no VPN exchange. That's the reason why we use them. So if you're in the US, Canada, etc., be sure to check them out. They're a phenomenal exchange. They've helped our community greatly. So thank you again, Bitunix, for the awesome opportunities there. And again, if you want to become a better trader, cryptocash.tech is a site as well. You can jump on over to our Discord. We got a really good group of folks there with some pretty awesome trading signals too. Consistently taking profit. The last couple of days have been a little quiet just because I only sent out a couple signals because mainly the year end is just, I don't really like trading into holidays, yet alone holiday weekends. So just a little heads up on that. Be patient. I promise it'll all work out. All right, folks. Anyways, thanks again for joining me here. If you are new to the community, though, please make sure you reference our signals guide so you understand specifically how the signals work. I explain profit targets, how to set your entries and your stop losses, a lot of things that are extremely important to know in the big picture. Okay. All right, folks. Thanks again for your time. We'll see you in the next one. Have a good rest of your day. Take care.